Today we are at Design Dunia, the knowledge center of Arts World. Well, I'm architect Minanshi, and today we will going to discuss about the different architecture styles all over the world. As an architect or designers, हमारे दिमाग में हमेशा ये रहता है कि कौन से other styles of architectures है and उन्हें हम कैसे अपने डिजाइन पे incorporate कर सकते हैं and make it a unique design. So today I'm going to tell you about all these design styles and their elements which will be very helpful for us. First, we will going to discuss about the Indus Valley Civilization. So, Indus Valley Civilization जनरली हमने सबने सुना होगा ये वर्ड, बट आई वुड आस्क कि मतलब क्यों ये जरूरी है इतना. Indus Valley Civilization, this is the first built form of civilization in India. यहाँ से हमारे इंडिया में civilization work start हुआ था. That is called the Indus Civilization, or we can also call Harappa Civilization or Indus Valley Civilization. This is the first earliest known urban culture of the Indian subcontinent. Indus Valley Civilization has a major two cities. One was Mohenjo-daro, second Harappa. Mohenjo-daro lies towards the north as a citadel, and Harappa lies at the upper valley of the city. What are the features which makes Indus Valley Civilization very much important for us to know about it? The most interesting features about this are the town planning. The town planning of the Indus Valley Civilization was the major role जिसके लिए हम आज भी इसे स्टडी कर रहे हैं after so many years. Or the major cities were divided into two parts basically in this civilization. One was citadel and the second was lower town or the upper town. Citadel was the highest town on the western side of this civilization. Citadel contains all the various functional buildings or I may say administrative buildings or ritual centers which are built in the citadel, and upper towns and lower towns were based for the residential purposes. So let's talk about the plan form. So Indus Valley and I would say Harappa civilization on the Mohenjo-daro, these cities were laid on the grid pattern. The main streets of the cities of both these cities were oriented from north to south while connecting streets running east to west. These streets divided into 12 blocks, which was later divided into residential areas. Other element was the city walls, because the very basic main element of this civilization was the walls. Each city in the Indus Valley surrounded by the massive walls and gateways. Each section included buildings such as public building, houses, markets, etc. Here we can see like massive building blocks. They are very thick and these are the connecting roads, which was the interconnecting roads before all these areas. So let's talk about residential buildings. Residential buildings हम सब जानते हैं, तो उस टाइम पे ऐसा क्या नया था जिससे हमें सीखना चाहिए. So let's talk about this. The residential buildings were mainly made up of bricks at that time and considered open terrace flanked by rooms. These cities have basically of 2 stories. Residential were the main preference towards this and was built on the plinths. Plinths were very important at that point of time in this type of architecture. Like every house were made on the plinths, and then it was 2 stories. And the doors of these houses generally open towards the side lanes and not on the main streets. So, what are the type of houses were made during the Indus Valley civilization? The houses were of different sizes, varying from small 2 bedrooms rooms, or from towards palaces kind of houses. In Harappa civilization, bathrooms were attached to the rooms, which was never before. The houses had separate wells for these areas and a covered drain to the street. If we talk about this today, जो भी इंडस वैली सिविलाइजेशन के टाइम पे जो हमारा ड्रेनेज सिस्टम रहता है, दैट वाज द बेस्ट ड्रेनेज सिस्टम जो हम आज भी मतलब उस टाइम पे उन्होंने सिस्टम बनाया था, वो काफ़ी अच्छा था एंड काफ़ी यूजफुल था. there were materials used for the burnt bricks and the gypsum for this for construction of these houses. Sun-dried bricks were used for the foundation of the buildings, and the roofs were flat and made of wood. So wood were used for these all the roof structures, and sun-dried bricks were the main element which was used during this time. What is the main basic feature of this house was the open courtyard. The designs, as we see here, the houses were made on the open courtyard concept, so there will be proper light and ventilation in all our rooms. So we can see over there building materials. Most of the houses were built by the burnt bricks in molds of 1:2:4 ratios. Unburned sun-dried bricks were also used, but stones were not used at this time of time. The staircases of these buildings were solids. Roofs were made with flat and made of wood mainly. Now I will talk about the mortar or the plaster things, where mud mortar, gypsum cement, mud plaster, and gypsum plaster were used at this time. In house wells, almost every house has its own wells, drains, and bathrooms, which were very recognizable at this feature. Drainage system. Each houses was connected directly to an excellent drainage system, which I talked about. It has an excellent drainage system out there. Granaries. The granaries was the largest building found at Mohenjo-daro. Is this? It has 27 compartments in 3 rows. It was well ventilated and has possibly filled grain in from outside. The large size of this probably indicates how developed agricultural civilization was at that point of time. So these were the following things, which are the basic elements which we need to learn from this civilization, and how to incorporate it into our own designs, into our materials. So let's talk about ancient Roman architecture. What is Roman architecture? Roman architecture is basically formed by the reproduced by the Greek and Etruscan architecture. Today it is considered as the basic main element for the architecture community. Although Romans have borrowed the styles from the Greek, but they have their own unique knowledge of understanding these styles and contributing to it and construction to improve the arch and walls for the architecture community. Some of the many achievements of the Romans first used by their architecture are the arches, the dome, vaults, column, and aqueduct. There were walls and arches were in Greek architecture too, but Romans have incorporated it and increased its importance in our architecture fraternity, and that's why we all are learning and we are focusing on these types of elements till now. These accomplishments were the last steps that added to our understanding for the architecture till today. And these were the elements, that's why Romans were able to create these type of buildings, impressive buildings, which we recognize till today. So let's talk about Roman philosophy. What is Roman philosophy? We believe that lightning is caused by clouds colliding, whereas they believe that clouds collide in order to create lightning. Since they attribute everything to gods, they are led to believe not that events have a meaning because they have happened, but that they happen in order to express a meaning. This was the philosophy introduced by the Romans, and they follow that in all their designs and elements. Origin of Roman architecture. So, how Roman architecture was original? As we discussed, it was inspired by the Greeks. The Greeks worshipped mainly outside, and the Romans intended to worship inside this space. So, what was their solution in this field? So, the solution was to extend the walls outward, creating engaged columns while maintaining this same basic shape. So, what they did was they have extended the slabs and have created columns all over the surroundings and maintained the same basic shape that was in Greek styles. So these were the times which originated the formation of these columns, or which we call a Roman architecture. The innovations what Romans did was first columns. As we all know, in Greek we have columns mainly for this. But in Roman innovations, they have incorporated two more. That was first was Tuscan and second was composite. Tuscan columns are the basic, I would say, basic columns which have no decoration, only other than moldings. And as compared to composite, they were more artistic and decorated with all kind of detailings, small detailings, which are incorporated. Second innovations were concrete. Discovery of slow drying concrete was made towards at this point of time, and that was the biggest creation, a revolution in the architecture design. This allowed not only bases but also walls to construct of mainly concrete. So concrete was the main element that was used during this point of time, and that was the reason कि इतने type of structures और इतने definite shapes वो लोग उससे बना सके. Like if we talk about domes were introduced at this point of time. So due to this innovation they had of concrete, and उस वजह से उन्होंने अपने डोम और इस टाइप ऑफ स्ट्रक्चर्स पर उन्होंने मैसिव स्ट्रक्चर्स फोकस करना स्टार्ट किया. Facings would be more expensive stones. Like we talk about walls, there were massive walls, but towards at the exterior side of the walls, they sometimes provide some expensive stone just to indicate it or to present it in a neutral way. The result was the strong structures that could be formed during this desirable shape. Third was arches and walls. Arches and walls were mainly innovated towards the Greek architecture. But Romans did was to support the arches to the things they built. They incorporate it into their buildings and make it a unique element for our architecture elements. Barrel walls and groin walls. These are two types of walls that was invented during the Roman period. Barrel walls or tunnel walls. So, walls were semicircular cross-sectional walls. These were the walls which are used for the tunnel construction or these type of semicircular structures created by them. Windows can be placed at any point at this point because it was created in such a way. These walls require buttresses to counteract the thrust of weight. But as compared to ground walls, in ground walls, it requires less buttressing. So what is groin walls? It is also called as cross wall, a compound wall formed by the perpendicular intersection of two walls. It is basically formed by the intersection of two basic walls. That is why it is very strong and required less buttressing. Fourth was dome. Dome is a vaulted structure having a circular plan used for the formation of a sphere. These were the mainly used where the large open spaces they wanted to create, and so due to concrete innovation and open spaces field, they started creating a dome structures or semi-spherical structures. We use it many buildings, public buildings like Basilica or the Pantheon. We all know these buildings still. The Roman town planning. So if we talk about the Roman planning, so Roman planning was basically based on two main axes. One was east to west, and the second is north to south. And east to west is called as Carus, and the north to south is called Decumanus. At the convergent was the forum, where these two axes meets is called the convergent part, and here lies the forum. Forum is basically a political or economic administrative buildings. So the main focus buildings, which was for this whole town, was centered at this time at this forum. Like if you talk about today, in big cities, there were theaters, circuses, and stadiums. Are these sort of public buildings were made in this forum. Walls. So Roman, as we have discussed, that the Romans have these concrete innovation and this, तो जिस वजह से उन्होंने एक massive structures पे, massive walls पे काम करना start किया था, and they were the first one to bring that techniques to हम जितने भी अपने defense, अपनी cities को defense करते हैं, अपनी capital को defense करते हैं, these and how we can use the walls to defend ourselves. So the Romans were the first in this technique of improving this kind of defense and using walls to, and this is till now is we are using it in our forts and in all our capitals we are using this. So let's talk about Roman town planning. Temples. Temples are basically has one portico and one main facade. If it seen plan, this is just one rectangular plan with just one is the closed areas and the second is the open area. The closed area is the worship area. This temple is basically built on the podium. Instead of having stairs on all the sides, they have stairs in one main facade side and make it an important feature to exemplate the temples. So let's talk about houses or the apartments were made during this time. These are urban houses. Houses towards at this point of time were made of 4 floors were constructed. The ground floor was for the shops, and the others are divided for the apartments of different sizes. Every room was communicated through a central patio decorate area, that is central space area, or you can say central open courtyard area to incorporate lights and can be communicated area for them. So that was all about the Roman town planning and Roman architecture. What are these features and what are the elements they used to design their buildings, their houses, and so let's talk about Greek architecture. What is Greek architecture? What are the features of the Greek architecture? Greek architecture basically focused on the volumes or the beautification or the sculptures, if we say. ग्रीक आर्किटेक्चर हमेशा उन्होंने बिल्डिंग्स को इस तरीके से बनाना चाहे कि वो एक स्कल्पचर वाली फॉर्म में दिखे. इनकी इफ यू कमेंट ऑन दिस कि ग्रीक आर्किटेक्चर में एक सेइंग है, ब्यूटी इज इक्वल्स टू प्रोपोर्शन एंड मेजर. दिस इज व्हाट दे फोकस ऑन. दे हैव कंसीव्ड इट फ्रॉम द ह्यूमन पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू एंड व्हाट इज हमें क्या चीज अच्छा लगता है, क्या एक स्कल्पचर फॉर्म में हमें अच्छा लगेगा एज अ ह्यूमन पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू. So they have designed their buildings according to this philosophy. Building systems. Dominant lines and horizontal vertical lines were used at during this time. The column is the essential element at that point of time, and the building materials used was limestone and white marble. Walls are made up of regular ashes and without mortars. There were no fixed measures to define like in Roman, but we do have different measures to. We don't have not fixed measures to define this. Features of Greek architecture. Orders. There were 3 orders defined in Greek architecture was Doric, Ionian, and Corinthian. Doric orders. Doric orders were basically columns without bases. If you see this, it has it was very less decorated. It was about say and no base. Sharp edge shaft. Shaft is this area, and this is like moldings kind of. So it's a sharp edge shaft. Simple capital without decoration. This is simple area, I would say. Tree is divided into metotype and triglyphs. Trees is this part of area, and this is divided into 2 types. That is, this plain area is metotypes, and the triglyphs are this elemental area. Cornice and triangular pediments are also part of this order. Second is ionic, with basis blunt edge shaft, as we see. Capital is what volutes. Capital is this area. When we see it, in Doric order, it was what is basic. एंड बट अगर हम यहाँ बात करते हैं तो ये बहुत ही एलिमेंटल है, वॉल्यूट शेप में है, एंड वहाँ पे बहुत सिंपल था ये. दीज आर द फीचर्स जिससे पता चलता है कि ये किस तरीके से डिफरेंट. टेम्पलेचर 3 bands without decoration, continuous trees. These are the 3 lines without which are made without decorations, and continuous friezes were used, and the cornice were defined at this time. Third is Corinthian. Column. These are the very decorative type of order as compared to all 2 which we have seen. They are If we talk about the capital, it has a various decorations and structures. हमने अभी अपनी ऑर्डर्स पढ़े थे, हमने तीनों टाइप्स ऑफ ऑर्डर्स स्टडी करे. नाउ लेट्स डिस्कस अबाउट द ग्रीक टेम्पल्स एंड हाउ they were made and what was their types. The Greek temples were basically made of rectangular plan and has a longitudinal axis towards the longitudinal axis. There was also circular plans for the temples that was known as tholos. One to three naves were used at this rectangular plan as we see. Open entrance were used. And chapel for God's image. So chapel if we see. These were the basic internal distribution which was introduced at, in this plan of Greek temples. So let's talk about Greek houses. Most houses in Greece has courtyard, which has a center of its activity, used for the center of all the activities, household activities, I would say. Home were divided into two parts, basically, areas for the man and areas for the woman. The andron was a room reserved for males to entertain male guests. At this point of time, there was separate entrance to the streets so that male guests did not have to cross the path with any of the ladies of the house. Uh, Rooms was arranged around an open courtyard so that cool air could build up and circulate through all the rooms during the heat of the day. As it was planned according to courtyard concept, so there was there was it was built on proper light and ventilation, and all the rooms will get all proper lights and ventilation to it. Houses were made out of sun-dried brick on a foundation of stones. So these houses were made of stones as in used for the foundation and sun-dried brick for the other walls and structures. Roofs were made up of overlapping clay tiles. There was very differentiation between the rooms for the male and for the female. So males' rooms were sometimes tiled and different flooring, but as compared to other areas, the Greek had a very limited amount of furniture in their houses. There was the main thing. They have very different type of architecture. I would say architecture furniture design. There are wooden chairs, couches, and stools were the bit typical of that, but they have not various type of furniture as we have today. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you all for joining us at Design Dunia. Design Dunia is a platform where you can learn all about architecture, its material, and building technologies, and much more. For more updates and information, please follow us at Facebook and Instagram. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thank you. If there is any questions, तो हम अब discuss